Greetings, patriots, and all who come here. So here we are. I'm finally back. I've had tons of things to do and had some pretty interesting events happen. I'll share sometime, or maybe I won't. It's really kind of creepy, but that's the way it goes, huh? That's how it goes. So a lot of people are just going absolutely bonkers around here. Very odd happenings, and you just keep an open mind and think positive, think positive, think positive. It's about all you can do. That and pray. So here I am, finally back. It's been quite an adventure, I might say. So here I am. We're going to go ahead and start with news, although some of it I have to change because I get switched around or they knock me off or something. So regardless of that, you just, you stay with the news, I guess, and you don't reveal too much, I guess. I really don't know. So it's kind of a trial and error situation. So I'm going to go ahead and start with what I have found. And it begins with Monsanto today. And we know how things have gone with Monsanto and all and who owns them and so on and so forth. I will try and get all the links put up because sometimes they get lost or they get changed, or I don't know if they're removed or what happened. So like I said, trial and error, and we keep going on. There's been a lot of things happening, and that's good. We're still not to the Nasar Jasar, and from the information I have looked up, it may still be a while. So there's a lot of things that have to happen according to what articles I've read. So we just go with it. It's like not everything can change over. But what I do know is some people have not been able to get into their bank accounts. A lot of people are not able to withdraw money from their particular bank to just the money movers and stuff. So I don't know what's going on there. It's really kind of hit and miss. And I'll say several, not a lot, but several people have come up and just told me what is going on. I don't know. If I didn't know, I would share it with them. So here we go. It starts out saying, winning the war on Monsanto. In a sea of bleak news stories, which is true, a huge legal win against Monsanto is a reason to celebrate. The courts have finally acknowledged the negative impact of glyphosate on human health. Thank goodness. They just spread all this stuff all over our food and saying, well, it's to feed the masses and stuff like that. Well, there's plenty of ground, there's plenty of places to grow food, and they don't have to do that. So there is a link for that. Then I found the only way to defeat the cabal is to destroy their regimen in Europe by collapsing their oil and their gas. Putin knows what he's doing. So that's all they had to say about that. In the last 4 days, and this was from yesterday, I believe, the Supreme Court has ruled that you don't need a special reason to apply for concealed carry permit, which is good news for many people. They repealed the Roe versus Wade, as most of you already know, and they're saving countless babies from abortion. Now, the thing about it is that they use the aborted product I don't know how to say this without getting in trouble. Anyway, they use it for all the elites in the cabal that were using the parts for their own personal use. It ruled that praying in school is okay, yay, and the New York Supreme Court rules non-citizens cannot vote in U.S. elections. Thank goodness. That is so wrong. We have to go through so much. We have to be a certain age. We have to fill out paperwork and everything. And I think I am a true believer. You have to be a member of the United States of America. You have to be a citizen to be able to vote. That's only right, because you know how they do it. They cheat. So it goes on. Inside Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, panic is happening. Investors are turning on the Rothschilds and elites. Whoa, now that's big news. Everyone, all these elites and everything, they have so many as followers, and some people are starting to wake up, and they're finding out that these people are bad people. I mean, really evil, bad people. And they have taken over our earth. And the world has been in a mess for many, many years, as you already know. So that's a big thing. And then, of course, Biden is playing a part forced by the White Hat since 2017. Now, the deep state is trying hard to get rid of him. They now know he is an actor. So, I wish people would believe me. I get teased all the time. Oh, she thinks Biden is not the real president. And I said, he can't be getting a facelift every other day. So, stop and think about it, people. What is really going on here? It's like, it's not the real Biden. They're using masks, they're using robots, they're using all kinds of stuff. It's like, can't you see that? A president doesn't act this way. No, you read too much, people don't believe it. And it's like, okay, so you're going to stay in the third dimension and everybody else is going to the fifth dimension, and that's just the way it's going to be. You can only do so much. I have to focus on what I'm doing. It's not my job to convince them. I took it on because I wanted to inform people. I wanted to wake people up to go, hey, you guys. And I was saying that long before, probably in like 2018. I said, something's not right. No, they don't want to believe that. So, each to their own. But he is controlled by the white hats to wake people up, to say, hey, look, do you really believe all this? Really? And people don't want to, because they're used to just believing in what they believe, and to keep it that way, to keep it safe in their safe spot, I guess. And as you know, Trump didn't lose the election. It was a trap all along, an operation, so to speak. So then they give an updated list of 95 U.S.-based food manufacturing plants destroyed under Biden administration, and there is a link. And then they also, number 100, it says, another food processing plant shuttering operations, adding to long list of losses. It doesn't sound right. Somebody misspelled something. It's on YouTube. June 28th, 2022. A top food processing plant will be closing down one of its facilities in Campbell County, Tennessee, adding to the long list of closures over the last year. Georgia's Prepared Foods, announced its chicken processing plant in the small town of Caryville would be shutting operations by the end of the summer. The reason for the closure was not disclosed and has caught local officials by surprise. Campbell County Mayor E.L. Morton told local news WVLT that he's trying to keep the plant open to save hundreds of jobs, which is understandable. They are going to lose a lot. People are going to be hurting. It sounds like it's rather large, and it probably employs most of the people in that town and in surrounding towns, so their economy will be looking rather bleak, unfortunately. This was interesting. Biblical swarms of giant Mormon crickets destroying crops in the U.S. West. Farmers in the American West are battling outbreaks of Mormon crickets, insects that can grow almost 3 inches in length. That's a big cricket. I mean, that's huge, and they eat up crops, that's for sure. One time in one house I lived in, the whole backyard, I sprayed some nature-friendly stuff on there to kill the crickets, because I'm going, something's wrong. And there must have been thousands of them, along with grasshoppers. I mean, they were just jumping all over the place, and I thought, this is going to take a while to take care of these. So, and it did. It took several summers to get rid of them all. And the grasshoppers, oh my gosh, because my lawn, no matter what I did, it was still looking terrible. And then I found moles, because I had a big dog then, and it was just digging these little valleys in my backyard in the way back, and I'm like going, what is going on? And every time I go out there, you just dig and dig and dig, and I couldn't get him to stop. And then I realized, oh, I got moles. Wonderful. So I had to go through that. So I had moles and crickets and grasshoppers. That was interesting. The kids still went out to play, so I had a sandbox out there. Now this is switching over to the fact of fluoride in toothpaste. Okay? And fluoride is very dangerous, and if you go to the dentist will tell you to use fluorinated toothpaste. The kids were not taking, my grandchildren were not using fluorinated toothpaste because their dad didn't want them to. Well, then they went to the dentist, and they had some cavities, and the dentist said right away, no, they have to have fluoride toothpaste. So now they're on that, and it's like, I'm going, I don't think I like that idea. But again, they're my grandchildren, not my children, so I let their parents decide. So that brings us to parents teach their kids the importance of brushing their teeth. Unfortunately, when most kids do brush, they're using toothpaste made from a slew of dangerous compounds, including fluoride, which they make in bright colors and sweet flavors to make them enjoy brushing more. These chemicals are added to the 99% of the commercial brands of toothpaste. Fluoride is poison. It destroys your immune system and aids in cancer and destroys your pineal gland. And they want your pineal gland ruined and calcified so that you cannot connect with God and connect with different dimensions and all this other stuff. We are born with that, and they have been destroying it. So hopefully fluoride will be taken out of toothpaste soon. So now we're going to go on to the jab, and I don't know how much of this, because I always get knocked out and removed whenever I talk about a certain kind of medical substance that goes into your arm. So there was a question of, there's several things here that I will leave a link for, and I don't know if that means they'll take me down or not, but let's take a chance, okay? They're wondering how this medicine is getting approved for children, and not just children, but infants. And so that's a big problem, and I certainly hope people stop and do not get this done for their child's sake, because it is causing a huge amount of illnesses among children. These deaths that were caused across the world was investigated, and across the world, and they discovered how many healthy children died because of it. The data is clear across the world. Healthy children, normal children with a proper potential innate natural immunity, do not need this type of medication. And then they go on to ask, how did it get approved for kids? And these have links, and I will put those here. And it is quite interesting, because the FDA is pushing it, the CDC is still pushing it, and you can go to those websites and, they just think it's wonderful and yay raw and all this. It's the worst thing you could do. Let me put it that way. In my opinion, it's the worst thing you could do. There's too many children. There's too many babies that are born. There's too many infants and adults that have died from this, and it is a part of controlling us, and it is to depopulate us. And people have got to get this through their head. They have got to wake up. They have got to learn that this is not what you do, that it is all a scheme. It's all a huge way of getting rid of us. There's over 1,000 studies that prove that this medication is that way. And there's doctors group that actually fight back for this. And they list another doctor that there states that there is no science or benign explanation for approving these medications that go into your arm for babies. So you got to stop and think. You have got to do research. You have got to keep people educated and informed on these things, because it's only going to get worse. And then I found some information that even these rashes that are coming out are a side effect. And it's like, okay, there's all kinds of information. Can people just walk away and just say no? Just use your common sense that all this, and there are still, today, I saw people in cars with masks on. I saw people walking along with masks on. The mask can do more damage than good, even if you have a cold or something, or the flu or something. Now, I do know when you go into the hospital as a patient, you are required, even if you go in to visit, if you're allowed to go in to visit, these things happen, that these people are required to wear a mask. And so they're still going along with that. theory that you must wear a mask. So I'll remember to put these links in for you. I was worn out from all the activities, and I've been with my grandchildren. I've been helping people out, and there's been some rather unusual happenings go on, and you have to wrap your head around it. And so some say there's glitches in the matrix and this and that. All I know is that people are acting really strange lately, and I just try to keep to myself and study and learn more as I can, and to try and make summer fun, like it used to be. Just live your life. Enjoy the time that you have here in this dimension or whatever. They say that we're moving on to the 5th dimension, so I've done what research I can, and I take it all with a grain of salt, because you don't know. Now, some of the news, the mainstream news is reporting some of this from what I've heard. I don't watch TV anymore. I try to learn facts, and that's what I try to give to you. So keep your fingers crossed. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Keep an open mind and keep positive and happy thoughts, and everything that you think positive will come back to you. There's several short videos that I've watched that say when you think negative, then it goes into the universe and comes back negative. So just keep a positive attitude, pray, or do what you can. Just have solemn moments where you look inside and you just give yourself a chance to relax and try to enjoy until the worst of this is over. We're supposed to be supposedly in the worst part of it, or it's coming up, or it all depends on who you listen to. I don't have intel, I just do research, and I use my common sense to go through things and try to understand with an open mind. Things are changing, things will change. You're going to see a lot of different things happen, and that's okay. You just let it go and stay positive and help others and keep that open mind. It's so important right now. So I've still been kind of on the downside of energy right now, so what I'm going to do is out of here. We'll do okay. We're making through this, and we've come a long way. It's been almost a year that I've been focusing on this, so there's a lot of changes. And like other people, it's like they tell you it's going to happen and then it doesn't, but you can't get disappointed because things change, and so much is going on behind the scenes that we aren't meant to see. Remember, we only get to see 20%, if that. So things are moving along, and hopefully, this will all be helpful in the end. I haven't looked at the stock market today, so I don't know even where they stand. So just remember, where we go one, we go all together. And with that said, I'm going to try and get this situated so that I can say goodbye. Bye-bye.